Let's look at 5 knock-on effects after El Salvador officially became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Hello, I'm Rachel Jones and you're watching Kalkinemedia. So this makes El Salvador somewhat of an experiment as other countries watch closely to see if the people of El Salvador will choose Bitcoin over the US dollar, El Salvador's official currency. The move means that businesses in El Salvador will be required to accept Bitcoin in exchange for goods and services, and also the government will accept it for tax payments. El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption means Bitcoin will be in circulation alongside the US dollar, which is used as the country's official currency. The move is seen by some El Salvadorans to be a positive step as it will reduce the cost of remittances. In 2020, Salvadorans sent home almost $6 billion from abroad, mostly from the United States. The sum is equivalent to 23% of the country's gross domestic product. The move to Bitcoin would allow Salvadorans to save $400 million spent each year in commissions for remittances. El Salvador is one of several Central American nations which use the US dollar. One of the potential problems of this is if the US dollar strengthens, it can have a crippling effect on those economies. Bitcoin, on the other hand, isn't influenced by local market conditions, nor is it directly influenced by one country's economy. Instead, Bitcoin operates on a global scale and its price is impacted by wider economic factors. However, a poll found that not everyone is in support of Bitcoin's introduction into the local economy, with 2/3 of respondents saying the law should be repealed. Supporters of Bitcoin believe it will further raise Bitcoin's profile and result in better regulation of decentralized finance, otherwise known as DeFi. If El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin runs smoothly, it will likely result in other countries following suit. More than likely, countries like Panama and Guatemala will follow if the El Salvador move is a success. The reason for this is that those countries have a similar reliance on the US dollar. On the other hand, there are some economic experts who believe that Bitcoin is too unstable to be used as mainstream tender. Earlier this year, Bitcoin's mining practices came under fire after it was revealed Bitcoin's proof-of-work mining uses computers which require vast amounts of electricity. However, to counter emissions, plans are being made to offer Bitcoin mining facilities renewable energy from the country's volcanoes. Now, El Salvador purchased 400 Bitcoins with a market value of around $20 million at current prices. President Nayib tweeted that the country plans on buying much more of them after buying the first batch of 200. So in anticipation of El Salvador's Bitcoin rollout, the price of Bitcoin climbed to more than $52,680 on Monday night. In any event, El Salvador's move to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender is a historic move, not just for Bitcoin, but for the whole world. Now, if you like this information, please like, share and comment on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press the bell icon for notifications for our latest videos. For regular updates and information, log onto our website, kalkinemedia.com. I'm Rachel Jones, signing off for Kalkinemedia.